Good day, fellow crafters. Welcome back to the Pixi Dust Designs YouTube channel. I'm Tamara, the Card Creator, and today we're going to create this super adorable Valentine's inspired card. Let's dive into this project. Today we're going to be using this adorable stamp set from Pixi Dust Designs called Be Mine. And out of this set, we're going to use these adorable elephants. With the set also comes a die set as well. However, today we're just going to be focusing on the stamps. The moment I saw the stamp set, I knew it had to be mine. Those elephants just spoke to me, and I knew who I was going to make this card for. Once I have my stamp and my stamping platform, I use amalgam ink, which is both watercolor and alcohol marker safe ink. At this point, I wasn't sure which direction I was going to go, so I wanted to use an ink that could go either direction. Now, you will notice that I did drop my ink pad, and it's on the door of my Misty. No worries there. That's easily removed by a little bit of hand sanitizer, which I always keep on my desk, which is great for quick little cleanups. As you can see, I decided to use watercolor. Now, the paper I'm using is Hammermill, which is not watercolor paper. However, if you use very little water, you can watercolor. But just note, it will not move the same as if I was using like my Canson watercolor paper, which is my normal go-to watercolor paper. I start with a light gray for the female elephant. You will see that I pinch off the brush multiple times throughout this video. And what I'm doing here is just removing excess water. When you're using the Hammermill doing this technique, you don't want your water to peel. So just remove a little bit of the water by pinching the tip, and voila, you're good to go. For my male elephant, I made him a little bit of a darker shade of gray, and the bow tie, I added a touch of blue there. The inside of the ears, as well as the bottoms of the feet, I did a light pink for the female and a dark pink for the male, just to add a little bit of something different there. I didn't want my elephants to look as if they were floating, so I created a little bit of a ground. And how I did this was just add a little bit more of that gray watercolor underneath both of the elephants. And it basically just looks like they're going to be sitting on the ground versus floating in the air. As you can see, this grounding adds quite a bit to what we're looking to achieve here. It makes the pictures start to come to life, which is what we want. At this point, my elephants should be dry, so I do a little bit of a touch-up with the gray for both the female and the male, just making sure to hit any of the areas that may not have taken the paint and the water previously. Because again, this is not watercolor paper. So a light touch does the trick here. Now, I had this edger die from Penny Black that I thought would be absolutely perfect for this project. I ran it through my die cutting machine, and as you can see, it adds these dainty little flowers as well as a scallop edge, which really just makes this card pop. To adhere, I use a little bit of my Barely Arts liquid glue. This is my go-to glue, and I find it gives me a little bit of wiggle room to make sure everything is in place perfect. And what I do is I just line it up with the top of my card. I know there's going to be a little bit of overhang on either side. I'm not concerned about that because once my glue has dried, I always trim off the sides of my card. For my sentiment, I decided to use the I love you, as I thought it would be absolutely perfect for this card. When you are doing your sentiments, I found that it's so much better to lightly press versus going in full force. I found that when I go in full force, it kind of like makes my letters or numbers a little bit distorted versus if I lightly go over it with just a gentle touch and stamp it a couple of times. When you do this, you'll see that it comes out much cleaner and crisper, which is what we want. Have you found this to be the case as well? In my stash, I found these tiny little white pearls that I thought would add just a nice little feminine touch to this card. As you can see, it is adorable. Have you ever watercolored on hammermail paper or regular cardstock? I'm just curious to know. Leave your comments down below. And thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more crafting tips, design ideas, and fun tutorials. As always, click the bell icon so you never miss out on the latest content. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you the next time.